Please welcome to the stage Congressman Matt Gaetz.
Oh, hello, Central Florida. We got some fighters in the crowd. We got some warriors, baby. I'm Matt Gaetz, Florida man, Florida congressman, Nancy Pelosi's worst nightmare. And in Congress, I fight like hell for our president so that he can fight like hell for America. Kind of feels tonight like I came to a Donald Trump rally and a great American revival broke out. And that's right, former President Obama. We cling to our guns and our Bibles in Florida, and we're proud of both. You see, in Florida, we love our God, we love our military and our veterans and our first responders and our law enforcement and our anthem and our flag, and we love that Donald J. Trump is the President of the United States. You know, I see our friends in the media back there all wearing their masks, and I think that's okay, but do us this one favor. When we win this election again, please take the mask off because we want to see the look on your face when we shock the world. My fellow Americans, come join us. Come join our movement. We are the folks fighting for joy, to build up our country, to ensure that we have better jobs, higher wages. We don't want to lock America down. We want to open America up. And here in Florida, I feel the momentum. Oh, we're going to win this state so big because we have so many of our fellow Floridians who are only 1 or 2 generations removed from real socialism. Not like the Bernie Sanders, drum circle, hacky sack game socialism, the socialism where there's no food, no bread, no medicine. And so I could think of no better place than the Sunshine State to declare that America will never be a socialist country, not on our watch. But we need you. Greatest country in the world. But we need each and every one of you. You know, when I'm out in the country, folks come up to me and they say, we see the way our president has to push back against all the Democrats, most of the media, even some of the Republicans. What can I do to make sure that we continue to put our country and our people first? And we need you to get out there and turn out every last vote. Can we count on you? You see, this is the most powerful political movement in our country because we tell the truth. That America is at our best when we invest in our country and our people. And we're not going back to the days of invading every country and inviting every illegal immigrant across our border and impoverishing every town in our country with bad trade deals. This is Donald Trump's party, and I am a Donald Trump Republican. So for the next few days, you'll hear the lying media and the vicious left say that we have no chance, that they've got this one in the bag. But you know what? If you do everything you're supposed to do, if you share your content, if you share your blessings and ideas, and if you are that great American light and that joy that invites people in, we will be the movement that prevails on Election Day, and we will give our transformational president even more opportunity to drain that swamp in Washington. You know, I don't know why the left's so mad all the time. They're burning stuff down, tearing stuff apart, destroying the cities that they lead. But never forget this. America is the greatest country that has ever existed in all of human history. Don't ever let some spoiled celebrity or athlete or socialist politician tell you otherwise. God bless you. God bless our president and our movement. Let's go earn victory. Let's go get them. Go get them, man.
All right, brother.
Please welcome to the stage Congressman Mike Waltz.
Hey, how about our Congressman Matt Gaetz? So my name is Congressman Mike Waltz. My district starts about 5 minutes up I-4 and runs all the way up to the great city of Daytona, beaches, NASCAR, all kinds of fun, and then up to St. Augustine. I have the real honor of taking Ron DeSantis', our now great governor's seat, in Congress when he went to go be a great governor in Tallahassee to lead Florida forward. I've got some big shoes to fill. They're Navy shoes, and mine are Army, but that's okay. How many veterans we have out there tonight? Airborne. I've lived the American dream in the greatest country in the world, and I've seen a lot of bad countries around the world. Single mom, struggling. She graduated college the same time I did. Took her 15 years, took me 4. And eventually, I had the real honor through all of that, growing up on the poorest side of Jacksonville, fighting our way forward to be the first Green Beret ever elected to Congress. But only in America did that kind of thing happen. And guess what? The left wants to take that away. The left is going to kill that American dream. Where unelected bureaucrats, they get to decide your money, your freedoms, where you go, what you worship, what kind of judges you get, all led by Nancy Pelosi and the squad in the House of Representatives. Well, guess what? We're going to take the House back. We've got a campaign going on called Florida Warriors, and it's all our House candidates that are fighting forward to take the House back and send Pelosi back to California. Let me tell you what, folks. Let me tell you. Congressman Gaetz and I see every day what America will look like under a Pelosi squad, left-wing led America. And I'll be damned. Not over my dead body. That's not what I almost died for as a Green Beret. Let me ask you a question. Do you want that America? Or do you want President Trump's America? Let me ask you a question. Just answer. Give me a Trump or a Biden. Who has stood up to China, fought back this virus, record-breaking vaccine research, and is going to kick this virus's ass? Trump or Biden? Who's given us justice reform after 4 decades of the Democrats asking for it? Trump or Biden? Who's given us tax reform, more money in your pockets? Trump or Biden? Who's given us veterans reform that my veterans out there have been asking for? Trump or Biden? And I'll just keep going. Space Force, Israel, Baghdadi, Soleimani, and the hits keep going on and on and on, all led by President Trump. And let me tell you, as a Green Beret, let's go. Let's go. This stuff out there that this president doesn't support the United States military is just a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of garbage. I served overseas. I fought overseas under Biden Obama's military. We didn't have the equipment we needed. He tied our hands with restrictive rules of engagement. Sadly, I had to lead the search for Bo Bergdahl. You remember Bergdahl? You remember Obama, Biden trading terrorists for that traitor? And we lost good men looking for him. Good men. This president supports our veterans. He supports our Gold Star families. He supports our military. He's given us the equipment that we need. And you know what? He lets us do our job so we kick ISIS, Iran, and anybody else who threatens this country's ass. Period. Let me tell you just a quick story about a real hero of mine. We have a lot of Latinos for Trump out here. Let me hear you. This was Captain Rocky Versace. Captain Versace was captured fighting off a North Vietnamese horde in Vietnam, completely surrounded. As a great officer, he was the last man standing so his men could escape, but he was captured. He was squirreled off into the jungle. He was tortured. The North Vietnamese treated him horribly. But you know what? The more they tortured him, the more he fought back. The more they turned the screws, the more they told him to kiss off. This is all through witnesses. He tried to escape 4 times. Every time they captured him, they treated him worse. He tried again. He never stopped fighting. In fact, the last anybody saw of Captain Versace, he was being drugged into a torture hall singing "God Bless America." Guess what? Captain Versace was of Puerto Rican descent. He was the first one to receive the Medal of Honor, and he was the first POW ever to receive the Medal of Honor. And I am proud to call him a fellow American. I'm proud to call every Hispanic I've ever fought alongside an amazing American. And Hispanics are absolutely supporting this president. But folks, it's not just our veterans that this president supports. Let me see my law enforcement out there. First responders, stand up and be heard. I want you to hear a couple of things loud and clear. Stand up. This president backs our blue. And I want you to hear something loud and clear that I know everybody behind me, Congressman Gaetz, Governor DeSantis, and certainly President Trump. To everyone out there right now keeping us safe, all those men and women out here keeping us safe, keeping the media safe, keeping our president safe, keeping our community safe, strapping on that badge every morning, every night to stand between us and the bad guys. You know what? I want you to hear loud and clear, we have your back. We 100% have your back. I see you guys out there. I see you gals out there. Thank you. When I come home from combat, who's keeping my family safe? They are. Last thing, I had a deal with my teammates, with my fellow Green Berets. For those of us, and it breaks my heart every day that I wake up, I didn't bring all of them home. We had a deal with each other that if we didn't make it back, we'd take care of the kids, each other's kids. Fighting in Congress is part of my deal to take care of their kids. Fighting in Congress is to keep the American dream alive for their kids. I wear a bracelet every day for one of my Green Berets that I lost, and when I put it on in the morning, I look in the mirror and tell myself to be worthy. Be worthy. Everybody out here, we should all be worthy of those men and women in blue and those men and women in uniform that are out there fighting for us day in and day out. Be worthy. I promise you this, and I know I can speak for them too. We will fight as hard for you in Washington as we fought for you in combat. Guarantee it. Promise it. This president will keep fighting. We will keep fighting. You must keep fighting. You are the soldiers in this war for the future of our country. But we're going to settle this by voting. We're going to settle this in the ballot box. We're going to settle this in 3 weeks on November 3rd to get this president elected for 4 more years to keep America great. Because I'll be damned if I'm going to have those kids growing up in a country led by democratic socialists or in a world led by Chinese communists. God bless you. I salute you. Let's keep America great.
Please welcome to the stage Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Well, hello, Florida. How we feeling? Oh my God, Florida is God's country and Florida is Trump country. It is so great to see so many patriots out here today. I absolutely love it. And when I look out into this crowd, do you know what I see? 4 more years. From boat parades in Jupiter and Tampa to highway cruises in Miami, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that Democrats can do to slow us down. You ask me why? I'll tell you. Because we love our country and we love President Trump. President Trump has delivered the promise of the American dream to this country, and we will deliver for him on November 3rd. It's coming, folks. He built the greatest economy the world has ever known, an economy that lifted everyone up, all Americans. And as commander-in-chief, he always puts America first. President Trump is the law and order president, keeping this country safe and keeping it strong. This is a president who is literally brokering peace in the Middle East. They said it couldn't be done. But once again, they were wrong. And now as this election approaches, it's just a few days essentially away, 20 days before we recapture this country again and deliver President Trump to the White House. As Americans, you will have a major choice to make, a fundamental choice that will affect and impact this country and our children and future generations for years to come. Do you want Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the rest of the socialists? They want to fundamentally change this nation. They want open borders, closed schools, dangerous amnesty for illegal aliens, and they want to suffocate our economy with a $4 trillion tax hike. Let's shut them down. They will defund, dismantle, and destroy America's law enforcement. And when you are in trouble, and you need the beautiful, amazing men and women that serve this country in law enforcement, don't count on the Democrats. Rioters must not be allowed to destroy our cities, and human, sex, and child and drug traffickers should not be allowed to cross our borders. Trump will keep them out. And the same socialist policies which destroyed places, beautiful, amazing, prosperous countries like Cuba and Venezuela, must not take root in our cities and in our schools, and Trump will make sure it does not happen. If you want to see the socialist Biden-Harris future for our country, just take a look at the states where all Florida's new residents are pouring in from, the People's Republic of New York and the People's Republic of California. We don't want that. These were places of immense wealth, immeasurable innovation, and spectacular beauty. Yet the Democrats have managed to turn them into a land of discarded heroin needlers, drug dealers in parks, unsafe schools and communities, riots in streets, rolling blackouts, and massive fires tearing apart California. Do you want that here in Florida? Do we want that here in America? In President Trump's America, we light things up. We don't dim them down. We build them up. We don't burn them down. We kneel in prayer before God in church, and we stand for our flag. This election is a battle for the heart and soul of this country. And President Trump is our warrior holding the line. Will you stand for him? Will you stand for this country? Will you stand for law enforcement? Will you stand for our military? Will you stand for our children and future generations that want to live their American dream? That is what President Trump stands for, and that is what we will vote for on November 3rd. Just look at Nancy Pelosi. I got more. So it was okay for her to open a business so she could get her hair done. But when it comes to your family putting food on the table for your children, she wants to shut it down. She wouldn't even show up for a bill supporting struggling families and businesses in America. Where is America's stimulus, Nancy? And instead of trying to bail out your failed policies, it's time for you to do something for this country. And on November 3rd, we will retire Nancy Pelosi. We will take the gavel out of her hands, and we will take back the House. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Crying Chuck. Bye, Crazy Nancy. You see, because there's a fundamental difference and a binary choice in this country. They want to destroy this country and everything that we have fought for and that we hold dear. They want to steal your liberty. They want to steal your freedom and your American dream. Because they want to control you, what you see, what you think, and what you believe, so they can control how you live. Shut them down. They want to enslave you and make you believe that you are weak, that you are dependent. They want you to adhere to their liberal victim ideology to the point that you will not recognize yourself and you won't recognize this country. Will you stand against this? Will you stand with Trump? Will you stand for America? Will you stand for the flag? Will you stand for our Constitution? Let's live the American dream. And from the beginning, when President Trump spoke about making America great again, he was speaking about that shining city on a hill and restoring the beacon of light that once shone so bright. His promise was to put America first, and he has. And when President Trump cut middle-class taxes, putting tens of thousands of dollars back in the pockets of hard-working class Americans, the forgotten men and women in this country, the deplorables, and as Hillary Clinton said, the irredeemables, who stood for us? Trump. President Trump has made that beacon of light flicker bright once again. And when President Trump commanded the defeat of ISIS, took out al-Baghdadi and Soleimani, and paved the way for peace in the Middle East, counted 3 Nobel Peace Prize nominations. That beacon started to glow again. And when he negotiated historic trade deals with Canada, Mexico, Japan, and Canada, bringing thousands of manufacturing jobs back into this country, into the United States of America. That beacon shone bright once again for the entire world to see the exceptionalism of the United States of America. So America, it's all on the line, and I like our odds. Because President Trump believes in you. He believes in you, in each and every one of you. He believes in your right to provide for your families and to pursue your American dream. Because you are beautiful, you are capable, you are powerful, and you have the ability to choose the life you want to live in this country. You will choose and determine your destiny under President Trump. And like my parents who came before me, we can all achieve our American dream. But it is a dream that we must continue to fight and protect. You can be that shining example to the world by standing up and voting. Let them hear your voice on November 3rd. Get your family, get your friends to vote. This election is about you, the American people. Don't let them cheat you out of your destiny, out of your life, out of your American dream. Stand and fight and protect it November 3rd. Manifest and be the change in this country that you dream, that you hope, that you believe in for your family, and stand for an American president who is fearless, what a warrior, courageous, that loves this country, who believes in you, and who will fight for this country. Let's hold the line with President Trump. President Trump is a leader who will rebuild the promise of America and ensure that every citizen can realize their American dream. And I say to you, Florida, God bless you for delivering President Trump in 2016. Let's get it done in 2020. God bless you. God bless America. God bless President Trump, because the best is yet to come. USA, USA, woo! Thank you, Florida.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our Governor, Ron DeSantis.
Hello, Central Florida. Are you ready? Well, God bless you guys for coming out. I'm excited. You know, I thought about, given today and the holiday, that back in 1492, the Spanish had a flag that they would fly on their ship with an inscription that read in Latin, Ne plus ultra, and that meant nothing beyond, because they believed at the time that Spain was the furthest place west on the face of the earth. Well, Christopher Columbus sailed and found new discoveries in the Western world and obviously set the stage eventually for the founding of our country. But when word got back to Queen Isabella of Spain, she ordered that the flags be changed to plus ultra, which means more out there. And I think we look at our country, there's more out there for our country to achieve. We've made America great, but we can be greater still. And I think the possibilities for our country in this election are there, but ultimately, we have to choose. Do we want to continue making good progress and making strides, or do we want to embrace American decline as represented by the likes of Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer? And I think that decline will be in a number of different ways, but I think one of the touchstone issues now in this election concerns our judicial branch in the U.S. Supreme Court. The Republicans in the Senate have a task in front of them, and they need to answer the call, and they need to fill that seat and confirm Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the U.S. Supreme Court. And she's a great nominee, very impressive legal intellect, great resume, great mother with 7 kids, which, you know, we have 3, and that ain't easy, so I can only imagine what she's got to do. And she should be confirmed, but, you know, the Democrats are going to cry, they're going to complain, they're going to say it's not fair, but at the end of the day, it wasn't fair when they smeared Judge Bork in 1987. It wasn't fair when they smeared Clarence Thomas in 1991, who's a great justice, and it wasn't fair when they smeared Brett Kavanaugh in 2018. So I don't care what they think is fair. We're going to confirm her, and they're just going to have to deal with it. Now they say, wait a minute, you can't fill a seat, you can't fill a seat, this is crazy, you can't do it. And I think about their whining, and, you know, I almost think about my daughter who's 3 years old. One of her favorite things to do is to play board games. She likes Candyland, and she always wants to win. And man, when she wins, she's just so happy. But when she doesn't win, she cries. And I tell her, Madison, you can't cry when you lose. You just got to try to win next time. But she's still at that age. She doesn't quite understand that. But I don't think the Democrats have learned that lesson now. They're mad that they didn't get a justice in 2016. Well, guess what? They lost the Senate in 2014. If they would have won, they would have had a justice. They had a chance to win the presidential election in 2016. They lost the presidency. They lost the House. And they lost the Senate in 2016. And then in 2018, this great Democrat wave, everyone said, and they not only didn't take the Senate back, Republicans gained 2 seats in the Senate in 2018. So don't tell me it's not fair when you lose election after election and then you think you should be able to make these decisions. I don't think so. But here's why it's important. I think Barrett's going to be confirmed, but what Joe Biden will not answer is a very simple question. Because you guys didn't get your way, because you guys couldn't win those elections, and because justices were put on consistent with the law and Constitution, are you going to take your ball and go home and try to pack the court by adding new justices and putting it liberal activists on so that you can make the court an appendage of the Democrat Party? Are you going to do that, Joe? Yes or no? answer the question. But he won't answer the question. And not only will he not answer the question, he recently said the American people don't deserve to know the answer to that question. So again, decline is a choice. If we want to see our institutions fail, if we want to see the independent judiciary destroyed, then just hand the reins over to Schumer and Biden, and these guys will do this, and the country will never be the same again. But we're not going to let that happen, are we? And oh, by the way, we have a media in this country that really thinks highly of themselves. They think that they are the guardians of the democracy. They think that they're firefighters. They think they're searching for truth. Well, to answer me this, if you're such a guardian of democracy, why can't you get an answer to a simple question? Will you pack the court or no? But the media doesn't want an answer to that question because they know what the answer is, and they know that if the answer is out there, that Joe Biden will lose this election. So they're running interference for them and the Democrats, which is their party. We're not going to let them win. They were against us in 18 and 16 and every other election, so we're going to make sure that we don't have an independent judiciary destroyed and we don't have Biden packing the court. Another thing that's on the ballot, I think, is whether our country should be shut down. Biden has said if some scientist tells him to shut it down, he's going to shut down the country. That would ruin millions of lives. It would cost many lives. I think we're seeing with some of that. And it's totally unacceptable given what we know now. We cannot let that happen. If you look at the difference, Florida people can go to school. You can go to a store. You can do all these things. We're not going to let them shut our schools. We're not going to let them close our businesses. We are not going to let them shut down this country. The other choice we have is whether we want our country dedicated to law and order, or whether we want to see the rioting and the looting continue. I can tell you President Trump has stood by the men and women of law enforcement. When rioting broke out in June, Joe Biden was silent. Kamala Harris was actually bailing people out who had been caught rioting, sending them out of Minneapolis. And so as these American cities were ablaze, Biden didn't step up. He didn't exercise any leadership because the fact of the matter is he wasn't really opposed to what they were doing. Now he says he is, but when it counted, he didn't lift a finger. And I can tell you this, here, we were not going to put up with that. I called up the National Guard immediately. But we're not just going to rest on our laurels here. I don't want to play whack-a-mole. And so I've unveiled the strongest anti-looting, anti-rioting, pro-law enforcement piece of legislation in the country. And we're going to pass this. And it says some things very simply. It tells any of our local governments, if you defund law enforcement, then the state's going to defund you. And if local government is led by a spineless mayor like that mayor of Minneapolis, where they tell law enforcement to stand down and they let people get harmed and property be destroyed, well, we're going to waive sovereign immunity, and if you are harmed, you can sue that local government for your damages. We also need to increase penalties. I look around in places like Portland. They get arrested, they get a mugshot, and then they're back on the street the next day doing the same damn thing. In Florida, it's going to be a very simple message. If you loot, you're going to jail. If you riot, you're going to jail. And if you assault one of our law enforcement officers, you are going to jail. So we are a law and order state, and we need a law and order POTUS. We need the president reelected because we can't let the radical left empower this behavior. Now, I have a couple questions, and I need you to speak up because I do need to hear you clearly. But will you, over these next few weeks, go to the polls and make your voice heard? Will you convince friends, families, and neighbors to do the same? Will you support all of our Republican candidates that are running down ballot? And finally, will you storm the voting booths to re-elect Donald Trump, President of the United States? And if you do that, and if you get your friends and your families and your neighbors, I can tell you, on election night, when all the people in the media are licking their chops because they want to see the president defeated, the minute that Florida starts to turn and we get the vote in and the panhandle comes in, you're going to see all the smiles at CNN turn to tears, and they're going to cry. And we're going to have a great election night. Thank you, guys. God bless you. Thanks so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks so much. God bless everybody.